Greetings, gang. Okay, well, I guess they have no intention whatsoever of fixing that. They are bound and determined just to make this a live stream. If you want to do it off your phone, it's got to be vertical. So we'll just do it via webcam, and I might just do my live streams via StreamYard then. It's set that way somehow. I'll figure it out, but at least we can do this. It's not crucial as of yet. So, all right, we see 5x5s, Heaven's Fire, New York Budget Prepper, Motimer, Renee, Bassack, Word Undercover. Now we're starting to roll through. All right. Happy Tuesday, as best we get going here. So you can imagine what I'm doing. We finally had to call it a day today at about 3:30 because there was nothing else we could do. We got everything ordered, ready. It's just we're waiting on Give, Send, Go to release the funds so we can pay everybody so we can pick up all this stuff. Fun one is heard from Kyle this afternoon. Kyle's up in Ohio, and this is on the dog food. So all you guys asking about dog food, I got to be in Newport at 8 o'clock in the morning on Thursday, which is a 2-hour drive. So yeah, I get to fight rush hour traffic through Knoxville. That's going to be an enjoyment. But we are having 30 tons of dog food delivered on Thursday morning at 8 o'clock. Now, the diapers were supposed to be there today. Those are going to be there tomorrow. The dog food will be on Thursday. Hopefully, with a little luck, we will be able to deliver the food on Friday. How that's going to work is we're going to take half of it to Newport. We're going to take the other half to Greenville. I've still got to get coordination with Food City to get the trucks to go to each particular place. And then Michelle's going to go out to Greenville, and I'm going to go out to Newport to guide those trucks in. So that's how that one's going. Newport's got the water turned back on, so we're going to send that truck of water that Food City is going to donate to us. We're going to send that all over to Greenville because they don't have water yet. Some of the generators that are delivered directly to Diane are supposed to be there tomorrow. I've got a couple of generators that are on the way to me. I'm not sure exactly when those are going to be delivered yet. The solar panels will be delivered to me on Thursday, so that'll be the second trip that we go out there. So yeah, this is all the crazy stuff that is what's going on. But yeah, so that was pretty much my entire day. I gave you guys the rundown on the finances here lunchtime. So that's pretty much it. Anybody catch the interview on 60 Minutes last night, or at least clips of it today with Kamala Harris? If anybody in their right mind thinks that woman is ready for the White House, it's unbelievable. The interview was so bad, guys, that 60 Minutes, I mean, it was live. 60 Minutes went back on the tape and had to edit the tape to re-release it, if you will, online, so people didn't see all the idiotic comments that she made. And then, of course, Kamala Harris went on The View today and said, nope, there's not a single decision I'd change about the last 4 years under Joe Biden. He made all the right decisions, something along those lines. A week after saying, I'm not Joe Biden, right? Now she's completely on board with all Joe Biden stuff. And then, of course, the infamous Howard Stern interview today, where Howard Stern being just a complete moron in the first place, but, I'm voting for you. I'd vote for that wall. Okay. So basically, Kamala Harris has the capabilities of a piece of wood. Be about right. So we'll see what happens. I guess every time she's opening her mouth, her polls go down. So let her keep talking. Let me see if I can read that one. Is it Prepping Community? I think, because it's not showing it all the way. Thank you for the super chat there. Please donate to the Help Fund. We will do that, though it's going to be a bit for that one because super chats I won't get until late November. So, but $25 Canadian, 20 American, I think I can front you that. So we're fine. But yeah, so that was about it. So just keep going, keep going, keep going. We know this hurricane is supposed to hit. I guess it's back up to a Cat 5 again. They're thinking it'll break down a little bit tomorrow, but still going to hit the Florida Gulf Coast at Cat 3. So I guess it's a little south now. So looks like it's going to hit dead on at Tampa. As I said today, I will support somebody else doing something down in Tampa, but, show you guys what the links are or something for somebody running it. But no, we are not doing a Florida hurricane campaign. I got enough going on with this one, and I'm not going to be done in 2 days. So, like I said before, I'm not trying to turn this into a charity. So that was it. So, all right, let's get into Q&A here quick tonight. We will see what's on y'all's mind, because God knows we haven't talked about much of anything with the hurricane for a week. So let's see if we can discuss something different. Sorry, yes, I'm tired. All right, so let's get up to the top here, and I will say this. As usual, if you got questions for me, please put them in all caps. Just makes it easier for me to find what's directed at me. And the only rule, of course, for those of the guys that are new, just so you know, being polite and civil to each other in here and to me is a absolute requirement. Disagreement is totally fine. Okay, not everybody's going to agree with everything I say or each other says. That's fine. Some of you guys called me out on my video today where I think there was some misunderstanding, where I was talking about where's Hollywood, where's the music industry, and then I mentioned Dolly Parton and Morgan Wallen and John Rich. My comment was where basically along the lines of all these elite artists, Beyonce and Taylor Swift and stuff like that, where are they? They're not doing anything. The Kid Rocks and the Ted Nugents and stuff like that, Jelly Roll, they're all doing stuff. But that doesn't surprise me. My point was to make the liberal musicians versus the conservative musicians. So if there was misunderstanding, that's what I was trying to convey. But when I'm winging it, because I don't read off teleprompter, sometimes it doesn't come out as clearly out of my mouth as it is in my head. But that's it. All right. So, but everything, keep it clean, keep it polite, and we're all good. Okay. Let's see where our first questions are. And you know what I need to do? I need to blow that up. Let's see if I can do that so the old eyes can read it a little better. There we go. All right. Trucker Hershey, what about those green 1 pound propane and screw-on burners to heat and cook food? Too much of a fire hazard. Not too much of a fire hazard, just not what we're focusing on. We are focusing specifically on food. That's it. Okay. Yeah. There's the coat drives. I've showed you guys that, but we're not focusing on flashlights and lanterns and tents and all that sort of stuff. There's other groups that are doing that. You get spread way too thin trying to do too many things. It's hard enough just trying to find food. And the need that I'm still hearing coming out of everywhere, first and foremost, is food and water. So that is what we're going after. I appreciate all the ideas for chainsaw bars and extra chains. Not doing it. Okay. So simply put, we are handling food and water. Joe Shinpai, the other day, Patera was upset about something. What happened? I talked to Patera last night after her live stream. I was on my way to bowling, and so I listened to her live stream in the truck as I was going. And as per normal, there are assholes on YouTube. I don't have to tell any of you that, okay? There's one piece of trash on here that's been dogging me for 3 years. The guy's he's a walking example for why, for certain people, abortion should be legal. But Devil Dog Prepper had alerted both of us to these people. There's a couple of guys out there that are making videos saying Patera and I are stealing all the money, that we're not doing anything, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And it's kind of humorous that, I don't know, there's video of us dropping off pallets of food. There's 50 some odd people that showed up with us out at Sam's Club last week. There's receipts, but no, Patera and I are stealing the money. This is what this guy was at. And she was a little pissed about it. And trust me, I am too. Okay. But I've got to the point where these wastes of blood and skin, I just ignore them. I don't give a shit. They can say whatever they want. 99%, 98% of this country is good people. There's 1 or 2% that are assholes. They'll always be assholes. But she was spot on right when she said, "What have you done?" And that's the same way I look at it. It's the people that bitch about other people. She was spot on right too when she said they're jealous. Okay. We didn't do this for clicks. We didn't do this to steal money. We did this to help people. As Michelle and I were talking about it, by the time all is said and done, both of us will wind up losing money on this. And as I said to her, I said, okay, it's part of our contribution. I mean, the tankfuls of gas to go to the post office, to go to the bank every day, to drive back and forth to Newport, et cetera, et cetera. Obviously, we're donating to the cause here as well. But, there's a lot of people out there that don't appreciate it. And as I said this morning, those will be the same people who, when, something happens in their neighborhood, the electricity will be out for 6 hours and they'll be like screaming bloody murder. Why didn't anybody come to help me? It's because karma's a bitch. Okay. So I don't worry about it. I talked to her for about half an hour or so about it, but she's totally right. But you're never going to get rid of people that are just green with envy, jealous little whiners, that they have nothing to offer to society as themselves. So it's like the bullies in high school. They know they are the lowest of the low, and the only way they can make them feel better is by dragging other people down. It never occurred to them that maybe, if they worked on themselves and making themselves better, that maybe they get somewhere. But no, it's easier to drag everybody else down. They're so good at bitching. That's why these people that do this have like 20 people that watch their videos. They're just trash. So she was just upset, and rightfully so. So that was all. And like I said this morning, I 100% stand behind everything that she said. No question. Farm Ranch Homestead. When you go to Newport on Thursday, have you thought about taking 25 east south from Tazewell to keep you out of Knoxville? Yes, I have. And I might do that. It depends. I've never driven that way. I mean, I know 25E all the way over to Bean Station and head down south. No problem. I might do that. I think it's a little shorter, but yeah, I guess I probably could, because usually I have to go somewhere the other way. This time I don't. So yeah, you're probably right. That'd probably be an easier thing to do. Paladin 1, are gift cards acceptable if we mail them to you? No, unfortunately not, because I can't start paying for $150,000 worth of groceries from Food City. I'm not walking in there with gift cards. Just not happening. Okay. So no, please don't send me gift cards. Marsoc Raider, if I'm pronouncing that right. I'm worried about hypothermia at this point. It's chilly. It was like 48 degrees here last night. And granted, I'm 2 hours away, but I'm still going to guess the temperature is relatively close. There are people that are going crazy getting blankets, socks, long johns, sweatpants, coats, hats, gloves to them. The amount of emails that I've gotten from you guys, from people I don't even know, their knitting circle is knitting Afghans or crocheting Afghans or whatever you do to make Afghans. I got somebody who's running a Girl Scout, is the head of a Girl Scout troop, and they're putting together a blanket drive and everything like that. I put the links under for Diane and then two other ladies that are doing the blanket, coat, socks, sweatpants, sweaters, whatever drive. If you can bring them down, that's great. If you need to ship them down. The addresses are there. Diana's already told me she's been in touch with other churches. She's been in touch with the fire department to get this stuff distributed. So that is definitely in the works. It's not something I'm running, if you will, just because I don't have the bandwidth for it, guys. Okay, that's all it is. It's like I said before, you focus on one thing and you get that done well. Let other people focus on other stuff and let them do that well. When everybody tries to do a little bit of everything, it's the old saying, jack of all trades, master of none. Okay, and we're trying to master the food delivery here. Drucker Hershey says a fight at the White House today. I don't know. It's not enough information to talk about what that is. I mean, was it a fist fight? Was it Peter Doocy and Karine Jean-Pierre going at it again? Was it Joe sabotaging Kamala's campaign? I don't know. We're two guys and visitors, in a fist fight. I don't know. So, Dog Mom 3. Something I found myself low on and topped off for my 84-year-old mother was distilled water for her CPAP. Just a thought in case it's something for donating for those that have power or generator. I don't know. I haven't heard anything on that. Basically, what I've heard is bottled water. Okay. No, and a few of you guys have had similar questions that I have. I mean, I thought about feminine hygiene and I suggested it. And they're like, nope, we don't need that. Walmart's open. If somebody needs it, they can go get it. Okay. I have not heard any requests for distilled water. Just, it is what it is. And we're in touch with the people running the organizations, running the donation centers, as what's moving fast, what people want, what people don't. I mean, I think I told you about the irony the other day. Last Tuesday, we took Chef Boyardee to Newport, and on Wednesday, Michelle took Chef Boyardee to Greenville. Ironically, it went over really well in Newport. Everybody wanted it. Not so much in Greenville. I mean, you're talking the next county over. Some people loved it. Some people didn't. So we kind of went off of what they said they wanted. We heard the chicken. We heard the tuna. We heard the baked beans. And then the harder part gets in of what they want versus what we can get. I think we got, 200 cases of Spam. Trust me, nobody asked for Spam. But it's what we can get. And y'all know as well as I do, when you're hungry, you'll eat whatever's available. Okay. So we were trying to find something that was good calorie intake, protein, something there that would fill a belly, not potato chips or something. LG girl, good idea. Suggestion for people donating to the coat drive, put a hat or gloves in the pockets. Yes. I will give you this too. If you want to participate in the coat drive, if it's something you want to do, remember it's Amazon Prime Days right now. I think what is it, today and tomorrow? And you can have the stuff shipped directly to any one of the 3 addresses I got you. All right. So you can take care of the deal, order it, have it shipped straight to them. You're buying new coats or whatever it would be. And then you don't have to worry about shipping costs or anything because Amazon's got that taken care of, right? So, just a thought if you want to do that. And a lot of other stores, as you well know, will do Prime Day sales, and if they offer free shipping. So whether you shop at JCPenney or Kohl's or wherever, same thing. If they ship it, just have it shipped straight to them rather than come to you. You rebox it and then pay for shipping again. But yeah, putting a hat or gloves in the pockets, great idea. We've had a lot of people that have found, somebody told me today they went to Walmart, I think it was, and saw there was a sale on gloves or something. So they bought like a dozen pairs of gloves and just shipped them over. It doesn't get that cold most of the time in Tennessee. Like my area, the average low winter temperature is 40. Which you go, okay, not a big deal. And I mean, there's not that many times that I've even got to put a coat on. I mean, you know me, what I'm wearing in the winter, it's usually one of my turtlenecks and a flannel or something like that. And that's all I need. I can go outside in it and I'm good. But then we do get those 10-degree winters like we had last year. And then the other side of it, I'm not outside trying to sleep either. So, yeah, I mean, and I know there's other people that are doing propane heaters and doing sleeping bags and stuff like that. Again, it's jack of all trades, master of none. That's what there's people that are focusing on those types of things too. Trust me, we're not the only group that's helping Newport. I mean, we're doing a lot, but there's a lot of group. And then you've got companies. I mean, many of you have said my company's sending a truck down there. So there's donations coming in from all over the place. Not like it's going to make these people whole, but at least hopefully the body count stops. Swithers Dello. Nancy Pelosi said that she could get a drink of water elected. May I have a drink of water, please? Nancy Pelosi is a legend in her own mind. Okay. Yeah. Good luck, Nancy. If you're that powerful, why did we never have a President Hillary? Okay. Just saying. Elizabeth McConnell, thanks for all you're doing. One of my grandparents is in the nursing home in Newport. Okay. Well, I hope the Newport nursing home is in good shape. I mean, that they've got power and water and everything like that. I don't know. I mean, when a Tuesday was the first time I've ever been there. Okay. I mean, like I said, it's 2 hours away, and I've been past it on the highway one time when I went to South Carolina a couple of years ago. That was it. But we're trying to help as best we can. Dale from Ohio, Howard Stern is a waste of protoplasm. Yeah, I'll agree there. NRBRT Muller, there's a pellet of okra with my name on it. There we go. Right. Yeah. Trust me. Not trying that one. Kelly Herzel, would I discuss what to expect in everyday life during Civil War? Please and thank you. Okay. And I'm going to, because I could go on for an hour about this question. First off, we got to separate it out to where you are. City, suburbs, country. If you're in the city or the suburbs, get out, because it's going to be door-to-door chaos. That, people are going to be coming in trying to take whatever you have. You're not going to want to try to protect your quarter of an acre house in, the suburbs, or your apartment in the city. Okay. It's not going to happen. That's where the chaos is going to start originally. Remember, the cities are very blue. The suburbs are a mix of red and blue, which is kind of like the flashpoint of everything. And the rural areas are very red. And again, it's us versus them. It's the people versus the government. That's what I think is going to be. But then the second thing, that's going to be red versus blue. And we don't wear uniforms. So you're not going to know no matter where you are, unless you know all the people around you, you're going to be skeptical, if not afraid, of everybody you see, because you don't know if they're friend or foe. You're going to have rampant theft. People are going to steal anything. They're certainly going to try to get into houses. I would be very concerned about gunfire, robbery, murders, rape, kidnapping. Yeah. We get into something like that. It's not a civil war like we had in 1860, where one group of guys is on one side of the field, one group of guys is on the other side of the field, and everybody shoots. That's not going to be it. This is urban warfare. That's exactly what you're going to have. And you start looking at, and I know most people's knowledge of it is watching movies, but even watch movies, realize you have to reload a gun. But watch movies, some of the more accurate ones. Go watch, what was the movie, American Sniper? Go watch that one about going through building by building, room by room, house by house. Okay. That's what's going to happen. You're going to be pulling guard duty. There, one or two people in the house are going to be awake at all times, okay? Because they're going to have to pay attention to your perimeter. They're going to have to pay attention to your house, because you're not going, well, it's 10 o'clock, time to go to bed. The bad guys are going, yep, lights are all out. There's the house we go into. It's going to be, prepare for the worst and expect it to be even worse than that. Okay. Fox Any, shot to the bottom. Let's see if I can find it. It was something about the hack on the water company. Yes, I did. A couple of you guys emailed me about it. I had heard about it too. Fortunately, it was only their billing systems, but so however they were billing people. But what you have to realize is down that water company and many of our utilities, how susceptible they are to hackers. And, as much as everybody talks about EMPs or taking down the grid, if they can take down the grid from a half a world away by putting a bunch of keystrokes on a computer and start knocking out cities, that's just as bad, guys. This is, again, we can't have enough examples of this. Why you should have your own water, your water supply, water source. Why you should know how to purify, get water. I mean, even if you've got life straws, they're absolutely useless for you here in East Tennessee. The water is so contaminated with chemicals, forget it, okay? But you have to have your own sources of water, your own sources of food, your own sources of power. Because when, I'm not even going to say if anymore, some enemy decides to take it out, you need to have it. And then think of this too. If you're the one who has power, or you're the one who has water, and everybody else knows or sees that you have it, you're going to have the people come into you. That could be a good thing, could build your security very quickly, or it could be a very bad thing, because now the bad guys know that you've got power, water, food, whatever. So, and as much as we all try to play gray man and say hide, some things are really hard to hide. You're not going to be able to camouflage, most of us are not going to be able to camouflage our gardens that we're growing food, or our fruit trees or something like that. You're going to do your best to not use electric light or whatever unless you have to. But the first time somebody forgets to shut off the lights before opening a door, and all of a sudden there's a glint of light somewhere, you're going to be seen forever. So, and mistakes like that will happen. East Tennessee Living, where am I going to be in Newport tomorrow? I'm not going to be in Newport tomorrow. I'm going to be there Thursday, and we are meeting at 8 o'clock right across the street at the dollar store there on Broadway. So if you're wondering where I'm going to be, that's where I'm going to be. 8 o'clock in the morning. The drop-off area is at 611 Broadway. We're right across the street from that, like a strip mall. There's a dollar store in there, so we'll meet there. Our life off grid. Keep helping and ignore the ignorance of others. Keep up the great work. I don't let them get to me. Honestly, I don't. Okay, I don't care. I mean, those are just people I wouldn't piss on if they're on fire. I really don't care what some pissant thinks about me. I really don't care what anybody thinks about me, honestly. Okay, I know what I'm doing is what's right, and take it or leave it. That's it. So. Preparedness HQ, thank you for the super sticker or super chat, whichever one that is. Longtime subscriber, thank you for everything. I even started my own prepper channel because of you. Good. Okay. And put out information, because guaranteed you're going to put out different information than I put out, or have a different spin on something, or have a different idea, or whatever. Nobody ever cornered the market on good ideas. And I've said this many, 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 many times is, watch other people. You're going to get other ideas on how to do things, people that live in different situations. No two of us have the same situation. So, and I watch other channels too, and they give me ideas. It's like, oh yeah, you know what? I could implement that. Change it a little bit from how they do it to fit my needs, But yeah, it gets me good ideas too. Justin, my Twitter account got suspended. Yep. I don't know why. They never told me. No warnings. No, you know, Twitter jail or whatever it is. First offense suspended. Oh, okay. Create a new email account. Create a new Twitter account. That's not a big deal. It's not like. I mean, I use Twitter more or less to gather information than to put out information. This is where I put out information. But I still get in there and participate on Twitter. So, and I put my new Twitter handle. It's at Pinball Prep over there. So if you're looking for me on Twitter, you'll find me there. Cora Stansfield, you could give those people that the goose that lays the golden eggs, they'd be mad if they have to feed it. No, I've said that my entire life. There's plenty of people out there you can hand $100 bill and they'd be pissed off that it wasn't two. It's just like, no matter what you do, they don't make them happy. And like I said, there's people, we all know people that their entire existence, the only thing that makes them happy is being bitchy all the time. And just like in real life, flesh and blood, those people aren't in my life. You think I'm going to let them in on my internet life? Nope. Toss them out like old garbage, just like anybody else, because it's pretty much what they're worth. Brenda Hall McDonald, please thank Brenda's one of the ones running one of the coat drives. Please thank everyone for sending or dropping off coats. Yes, thank you. So, and Brenda, you got, with all the emails I got, get ready to become good friends with the UPS guy. Let's see. Jeannie McAdams, I've learned a lot through this. County EMS was outside a grocery store collecting food for Western North Carolina. I gave tuna packets, cans of chili, meat, beans, etc. All with Pop Tops. Happy guys. There you go. Somebody emailed me today and they found out that all the donations that Walmart's collecting are going to the Red Cross. Congratulations. Every dollar that you gave to the Red Cross, you gave 8 cents to the people who got affected by the hurricane. Okay. Because, you got to pay those $750,000 salaries to dozens and dozens and dozens of people on the Red Cross board. Just saying, anytime there's anything, I don't care if it's the wildfires that are going on out in Wyoming. I don't care if it's tornadoes that have hit Mississippi, Oklahoma, Kentucky here in the last year or so. If you want to help, the best place always to help is the local people, not the major organizations. The major organizations sound all fine and dandy, but all those commercials you see for the Red Cross on TV advertising isn't free. You're paying for that. Okay. However you want to put it. If you donate to organizations, grassroots organizations like we put together, the churches, you can call the fire departments, and a lot of times they're doing something directly, or they can direct you to it. I mean, remember, that's how this whole thing got started, is I finally tracked down somebody who got me in touch with the fire chief, who got me in touch with people, yada, yada, yada. And then, Diane popped out of the woodwork, and Michelle popped out of the woodwork, and poof, all of a sudden we put something together. So, yeah, if it wasn't for Diane and Michelle, I don't know what the hell I would have done. Just saying, okay? Because I didn't have the connections, and didn't have the help. So that was good. Trucker Hershey, you could give the gift cards to the distribution places to give away. Here's the problem. There's nowhere for those people to spend them. Okay. There's very few things open out there. And it's the problem when you only have a few of something is if everybody wants, say you have one $25 gift card. How are they supposed to pick who gets it? They're trying to give the same thing to everybody. Otherwise you have problems. So again, please, no gift cards. Big Dog Ma, Amazon Prime Day would be awesome to use for donations to help. Yeah, it's the food part doesn't work. I think I told you guys last week, I looked into ordering water from Amazon and they had a 19-day lead time. That wasn't going to work for us. NT, Grindstone Ministries has received a lot of blankets in Jonesboro. Good. Because I mean, again, this is a lot more than just Newport and Greenville. I mean, then you've got Irwin that got trashed. You've got Mountain City. There's doing, big collection area for Far East Tennessee. The Northeast Tennessee is Bristol Motor Speedway, and they're doing a lot there. And then from there, they're distributing it to other organizations. We're going straight to Newport. I mean, it makes no sense for me to drive it 3 hours to Bristol so they can bring it back toward me an hour to give it to Newport. I'm just taking it straight to Newport. Greenville's about a half an hour out of Newport, so it's not like they're far away. Which video, Don Hill, which video is the address under? Both videos today, and I believe both videos yesterday too. So it's in the description where I put everything else. Sunny Honey, someone asked how I think I can trust you. My answer, I trust them with Wyatt, my grandson. Well, thank you. So, actually, I'm halfway decent with kids. I'm better with boys, even though I raised a girl, just because boys like to play ball, and I'm not really the playing with dolls type of guy. Though I do remember with a funny story, and dads, you guys who have daughters, you can relate to this. I remember when PBJ was, probably 5, 6 or something like that. Maybe there was a game called Pretty Pretty Princess, and you did around, and you got a little crown, and you got necklace, and you got earrings, and you got ring. And I sat there and played with her, and I had the little crown and the earrings and everything. Yes, it's amazing what fathers will do for their daughters too. So, Von Mousetrap, Mr. P, am I buying plastic utensils, bowls, plates, and expensive pots for people to cook the food in? Again, no, we are not doing anything like that. There are other organizations that are handling that. We are focusing on the food. And most everything that we are buying can be eaten cold right out of the can. So, let's see. Sharon McKee, I've been given used coats. Are those okay, or they need to be new? Used coats are fine. I don't think anybody's, I don't like the color of that one. I think I'd rather be cold. I'm sorry if somebody gave me a pink coat with a fuzzy hood on it and I was cold. Find a pink coat that fit me, I'd wear it. Okay. Yeah. I don't think people are overly concerned about how they look. These people aren't going out in nightclubs. It's like, it'll keep me warm. I'll wear it. Let's see. Staytime 85. If we're talking about gardens, I need advice on saffron. I'm not the one that's able to give it to you. Never grown it. I got the bulbs, and they're supposed to go in now for November-ish blooms, but I'm not sure if I should wait till spring. Don't know. Never grown it. So can't. All I will tell you is this: is Mrs. P's tulips and her peonies will not go in till late October or early November. And that's about all that we plant in the way of flowering bulbs or anything. Those go in. For me, the bulbs go in between Halloween and Thanksgiving. So same like my garlic. That's when it goes in. Hopefully I get it in this year and we're done by then with all this. David B., do I see this getting much better before winter? God, pick what? Okay. Do I see what getting better? Do I see the economy? No. Do I see the hurricane scenario? No. Do I see the wildfires getting better? No. Do I see the country getting better? No. I'm still a firm believer, guys, in 27 days when we have this freaking election, that's when the balloon goes up. So, because no matter who wins, half this country is going to be pissed. And we know how the Democrats are just so concerned with their neighborhoods. It's like, oh, look, a police station. Let's burn it down. Get ready for a lot of that. James, thank you for the super chat. I've made it. I'm a Jefferson County resident. I'm looking forward to helping Bear TJ on or about the 13th. Cool. I've been donating water, canned goods, etc. so far. Thank you for all you've been doing. Yeah, and I mean, Bear's doing wonderful stuff out there. He's got teams in a few different cities. These guys are out there mudding out buildings. They're cutting down trees, clearing roadways. Good. Okay. They're doing what they're best at. You got to remember, he's coming from Oklahoma. You know, it's a 2-day drive from Oklahoma City to where I am. Why do I know? Because when we moved here, one of the places we stopped was in Oklahoma City. We made it the next day to just outside of Memphis, and the next day we got here. 2 days. Okay. The TJ takes him to get here. They're not going to come with tons and tons and tons of food day in and day out. But they can, once they're here to do labor, they can do it. Everybody's doing what they're best at. TJ's a lot younger than I am. Okay, his followers are probably more on the younger side. Sure, can a bunch of 60-year-old guys get out there with chainsaws? Absolutely. I get out there with a chainsaw. It's not a big deal. Okay, but I'm not going to be out there for 12 hours a day lifting logs. I'm the body ain't there anymore. Okay. For the younger guys, it's a little easier. They're doing what they're best at. Good. And that's what somebody mentioned in here, Southern Prepper doing a coat drive in South Carolina. Good. Okay. This is it. What everybody's doing what they've got the best capabilities doing. It doesn't make sense to do something that you have no clue how to do. I'm not going to go out and try to herd cats. I mean, just it's a silly idea. You do what you can do, right? I've got business contacts. I'm used to being on the phone. I'm used to working deals, things like that. Okay, I can do that. Let me use my finance knowledge to help here. The logistics stuff, we kind of figure out as we go, but it's just making phone calls and thinking. It's not like I'm trying to buy for a company here and I've got to do all sorts of inventory control. It's like, oh, you got a truck for me? Good. Get it there. Done. Okay. Moving on. Cat Flower. Hi, Pinball. I'm crocheting scarves for the Helene victims. Where's the address, please? I've looked but can't find it. It's under both of today's videos and both of yesterday's videos. Just go in the description. It's where I post everything all the time. All the links, my email address, my address, everything's in the description of videos, guys. Hedge 774. Yeah, that's a good idea. U-Haul blankets are very good for warmth, moving blankets of all kinds. Yes, they are. Because those things are thick. They're heavy. They are very good for wrapping you up completely. You can lay on them on the cold ground. It'll keep the ground from you getting a chill from the ground, but then you can also put some on top of you too. Yeah, moving blankets are another prep everybody should have. You can get them Walmart. I mean, go to U-Haul, but you can buy moving blankets. They're definitely worth having. Member Barry, other than having a cache of supplies outside your normal area of operation, what have you heard or seen people wish they might have done different in the disaster area? Honestly, that's not a topic I've talked to anybody about or anything like that. I mean, everything lately has just been getting supplies, what they have, what they need. I'm not in there making small talk with a lot of people. I mean, what do you guys need? Okay, let's schedule this. This is when we can get in. It's just very me, black and white, very straight to the point in business. That's it. I'm not making small talk with people. I'm not looking for friends. I'm looking to feed people. So I can't answer you there. Marsoc Raider, that is awesome. They will need to have an insulator between them and the ground to keep from losing to conduction to the cold. Yeah, okay, right. And same thing I was just talking about, the moving blanket. So yeah, something to lay on is awesome. Lisa Preps, do I know how long they are collecting coats and blankets before taking them down? Is there a date? No, I do not. I'm assuming as long as you're sending them, they're going to be forwarding them on. A lot of the guidance that we get is coming from the local community when they say, they're not taking more food or taking more clothes or they've got enough of something. That's when we stop. Okay. And of course, the other ways we're going to stop is when we don't have any more money. But, and then of course, Michelle and I are like, we're not doing this as a career. So we'll get through what we've got, whatever comes in, we'll get that to the right people. And then basically we're going to step aside. Hey, Suze, will I be going when the store sends the trucks of water and food to be delivered? Oh, absolutely, because I want to see what I paid for it. I don't want to walk out there and say, oh, you get 2,500 cases of food. And it turns out there's 25 cases of food. And I'm going, you guys, I want the inventory. Michelle's going to be going to Greenville. I'm going to be going to Newport, and we will be there checking everything as it comes off to make sure we got what we bought. Estate time 85, not to mention our time. Yeah. Oh, trust me, there's, this is a full-time, this has been a full-time plus job. I mean, if I was getting paid, 60-hour weeks here lately, if not more, because we're doing it the weekends too. There are people who earn a living on this kind of thing, and you're doing it for free. Yes. Okay. And I'm retired. Okay. I have no intention of having a full-time job again. I like to be able to, when stuff like this comes up, I can go do it. But as Diane and I have talked about, Michelle and I have talked about, what suffered here in the last 10 days in all three of our households is our households. Okay. I mean, I got to get my dogs to the vet because their shots are due. I haven't been able to schedule that yet. I haven't had the time. I need to get out and mow my lawn. I haven't had a chance to do that, because of all of this. I'm more than happy to do everything, but I'm not going to forever put my life on hold to do this. This is it. We'll probably end the fundraiser. Michelle and I were talking about that today. Probably end the fundraiser this weekend and take care of everything we got. And then we got to move on with our lives too. Same question again. You want the address? Go look under the descriptions. Cookie therapy, check the description, gives address for cash check and coats and blankets. Correct. And guys, again, my address is under there. It's the P.O. box. Okay. If you want to mail me donations for this, cash or a check with no payee in it. A few of you guys have sent me money orders. Do not even make a money order out to cash. The banks will not cash them. Just leave the payee blank. I will fill it in when I get the check. Okay, so we'll be good there. And no, I'm not doing Zelle like a lot of you said. I'm sorry, I'm not giving you all my bank account information. Just not happening. Be kind of foolish. Gee, let me put my bank account information on the internet because the internet's so secure. Joseph Cook, watching the videos of people being rescued, I discovered one thing I don't have in my preps is a good signal mirror. There you go. Okay. Not that, if you got one of those handheld mirrors, that wouldn't work well. I showed you guys a year or so ago how to make a solar oven, okay, on an old satellite dish. That would work awesome. Okay. But yeah, some sort of mirror you should have at a minimum as another way to start fire. But yeah, in this case, maybe something bigger. Get yourself a 12 by 12 mirror tile that way you can use to signal. Let's see. Ooh, Janet West, Pinball, I bet the trolls that are causes of the trouble are 500-pound couch potatoes. Yep, either that or 98-pound weaklings. Yes, exactly. Backwoods Homestead, what about water filters? I'm assuming you're talking about sending them to the affected areas. Not a good idea. And I mentioned this before. If anybody watched Billy from Permapastures Farms video from maybe about 4 days ago, he was in one of these areas that just got trashed. And he was interviewing somebody out there who's running the donation center. Let's just put it that way. And she was basically saying that the people that are going into these buildings and stuff like that to see what's left literally have to be in hazmat suits because the water, the mud is, at least there, was so contaminated from rotting animal carcasses, rotting people carcasses, chemicals. They had a PVC plant out where he was there. All the chemicals wound up in the water. I don't want to take water filters out to them for the simple reason is you don't, like I said, with the Idaho ones I do, you got to change those filters around 400 to 600 gallons of water. Well, if somebody doesn't change it till 700, we'll make it stretch. Or, oh, no, we can wait till 1,000. And then all of a sudden he's giving water that looks good, but it's full of chemicals in it. And somebody drops dead. I don't want to be any part of that. Okay. I don't want to give somebody the ability to have a false sense of security. I'd rather get them previously potable water, bottled water. I know I've seen a couple of people say that there are companies that have been taking in water trucks, semis full of just a tank on the back. I've asked about IBC totes. I haven't heard an answer back yet if they could use those, because that would be helpful. But yeah, we need to give them potable water, not let them make their own, because just thinking one step ahead, I think that could cause more problems. Excuse me. Back to Basics Living. Got the box of dental kits today. Okay, so I'm guessing those are going to be on the way to Diane. So that's cool. Good deal. She was telling me about those the other day. Amy Arsenault, have they mentioned anything about needing tarps? Not to me, so I don't know anything about it. But again, we're not focusing on that sort of stuff, so not something we're even looking at. Broken Dolly, pinball, they could be bots or trolls put in place because y'all are messing up someone's plans. No, I mean, like I said, some of these, one of the guys that was accusing me in Patera, I know he's banned from this channel. Patera said she recognized the name. She banned him about a year ago. The guy who's the dickhead on here, yeah, he's been doing it for 3 years. I mean, he's got a YouTube channel. Nobody watches him, but he's got a YouTube channel. Likes talking to himself. Let's see. Michelle in here says, yes, they have mentioned tarps in Greene County. Okay. That's our Michelle. So, I haven't heard anything about Newport. So if she's saying they've mentioned it in Greene County, that's great. It's not like we're getting involved in that, but if you've got some that you want to donate or something that you can get down there, obviously Michelle's saying they need them in Greene County. Okay. Checks to mix 1. I noticed new garlic in perfect rows from where I pulled the old garlic. Is this new? Is this normal? Should be, unless you left cloves in the ground, because when you pulled your garlic, you pulled up everything. So you probably left some heads of garlic in the ground that you didn't realize that you didn't pick. Because garlic's not a perennial. I mean, you pick it, you're pulling all the new seeds out, you got to go replant them. So unless you left some cloves in the ground, it might not be garlic. Could be wild onions. They look the same. I don't like Spam, mango mush. You're an angry prepper. Yeah, but I'll tell you, you're hungry enough, you'll eat it. Okay. That's why, one of the basics, was it Hillary Clinton? I've got the bottle of hot sauce in my purse. Remember that? Yeah, ask anybody who's ever in the military. You always carried hot sauce because you couldn't stomach an MRE without it. It got to the point where the companies that was making MREs started putting Tabasco in the MREs. Webitized 1, wool blankets, even wet, provide warmth. Yeah, again, why the military issues everybody wool blankets. They're very useful and very strong. Edith Wallace, support the workers, putting the local utilities back in line. Absolutely. You see a lineman out there, shake his hand, buy him a cup of coffee. Chances are that guy's from out of state, hasn't been home in a week and a half, missing his kids, missing his wife, or whatever it is. You see a lineman in the gas station in the morning, pay for his coffee, do something, buy him a sandwich. Those guys are out working 18, 20, 24-hour days. They basically get to sleep when they collapse, or maybe they're sleeping in the truck in between jobs that they're working on. They're doing so much work to get the power back up for all these people. Give them recognize them, let them know that you appreciate what they're doing. Kevin Little, I waited till today to buy a car fig. Let's try that again. I waited till today to buy a car fire extinguisher. Amazon, it was $9.98 yesterday and $12.99 today. Both free shipping. It went up for Prime Days. It could be, I don't know. It could be they're running short. I don't know. It could just be that all of a sudden they got a lot of orders on them. I mean, you guys remember that rifle I showed you guys here a couple of months ago, and it was $3.99. And after I put it out on the channel, it must have been a bunch of purchases because, like, within a day it was $4.49. It's like, oh, we're getting more sales. Let's raise the price. Okay. James W., what about pet food? I talked about that at the top. I'm going Thursday morning to accept delivery of 30 tons of dog food. I think that should suffice. Back to Basics says the Newport nursing home is okay. Good. All right. Good to hear. You guys having your battle between, yes, I like spam. I hate spam. So I see that. Spam and eggs. I mean, my dad used to have spam sandwiches, mayonnaise, lettuce, maybe some bacon on it. And it's okay. Fry up spam and scrambled eggs. That's why I like it. Vicky Savage, I hope and pray that Pinball's never hungry enough to eat okra. Me too. But if I have to, I will. Trust me, if I've told you some of the things I've eaten in my life, your stomach would turn. Okay. Yes. Let's see. Estate Time 85, you lose something like 50% of your heat from your head. No fat, insulation rate. So hats are a great option for warmth. You're absolutely correct in that. That's why the little knit caps, the beanies or whatever it is, are so great to have in the winter and stuff. You know, I know a lot of people, you can get those things at the dollar store usually for $1. And I know a lot of people have already said they're sending those down. Good. State Time 85 again. There are blue dot signs all over Omaha. Someone is making red dots, but I haven't seen them on any lawns yet. I guess I don't know what a blue dot sign is. What are they marking who people are voting for that way or something? I don't know. Let's see. And we're going to shoot to the bottom, so we'll go back up. Hedge 774, there were 4 Blackhawks flying in a circle over downtown Knoxville today. A drill for what? Do not know, unless they were waiting for permission to land somewhere because they might be flying supplies in. Who knows? I mean, you know, Knoxville is only an hour away from Newport, so they could be flying stuff back and forth. Because I know they are using Blackhawks for that. Let's see. Gus Wolf, Stay Time 85. Lazy Dog Farm has a great saffron video. He's in southern Georgia. Okay, yeah, I've watched. He was with Hoss Tools for the longest time. I guess now he's just kind of gone on his own for YouTube, but I've watched him many times. Prep Rebel, for anyone asking about saffron, plant it now as it will do very well. Do not plant it in the spring. Just saying. Okay, there you go. Somebody who knows more about it than I do. Lori Curtis, will the Give Send Go account be up for quite some time to allow for some I know on Social Security checks? Michelle and I talked about it. We are probably going to shut it down this weekend. Like I said earlier, just because it's a full-time job, and we've succeeded in doing a hell of a lot more than we started. But y'all got to understand, it's her husband, me, Mrs. P. We got to get back to our lives too. So, you know, at that point, maybe Samaritan's Purse or something like that. We can't be supporting this community for years upon years upon years. And I get that, you know, this isn't going to be over, but we've done what we can, and you guys have done what you can. And I just can't be asking for people to just keep giving money and giving money. A, you guys can't afford it in Biden's economy. And B, I don't have the time to be calling around and trying to organize truckloads of stuff like this all day long. I want to live my life too. Cat Family Adventures. Hi, Pinball. Do you think it could be possible that Trump could be giving us false hopes to keep our side calm for now until the takeover? He used to be a Democrat. Okay, I'm not even going to entertain that. And we'll find another question because that's just complete crap. We already talked about wool blankets. Let's see if I can find one more here. Michelle, it will be up for a little while, but not long term. We're not a charity, and we're using our account because we never imagined it would get this big. Right, exactly. So, and again, Michelle fronted money. I fronted money. We still haven't been paid back. So we're still waiting on that. We're interfering with our own personal finances on top of this. So, yeah, for like Michelle said, for a little bit longer, we'll get through it. But we can already see the contributions are starting to die off, and we expected that. But we're getting them back on their feet. Now the government needs to come in and actually do something. It's only been 2 weeks anyway. So, but yeah, insurance companies and all that sort of stuff need to get on the ball. All right, guys, that is it for a Tuesday. We will see you in the morning. Have a good evening. Pinball out.